Yeah, for sure. So you've never had an oyster?
My boy never had an oyster. And they say it's an aphrodisiac.
I'm gonna try. Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
That's what they say. Wait a minute.
Here's the thing, though. I eat. I didn't used to eat sushi back in Chicago. I didn't move to LA. You start eating sushi. You start eating different fish. You get past certain things. I just look at this and I'm scared.
Like,
But
you
I'm
gotta
gonna
get past that. They say every few years your palate changes as well, though.
So how? I don't know. I might have missed my years already. It might have been 2 years ago that I was supposed to eat this.
Man, Tip and Dot still ordering chicken fingers and French fries.
As they should.
From everywhere.
That's Frank too. My brother don't. Frank don't eat
everywhere.
nothing. Yeah, we go around the world. Frank be like, I got a burger. All right, here we go. All right, here. I didn't look at it 5 times. Like it's gonna change.
I thought we was finna start. I thought we was finna itch to start the show. He said, all right, here we go.
We still talking about
he's
this.
still pumping himself up just to take the oyster.
Fail.
Got it.
Yeah.
Oh, there he goes.
There you go.
How's your first oyster of all time?
You ain't chewing it, right? Just go. Go. Don't chew it.
I thought he told me to chew it.
Not the first one.
So for that being my first one, it's not bad.
That's what I'm saying. Your first one, just get through it.
I left a little piece. I don't know if I'm going back to get it.
No.
I don't know if I'm going back. He did, right?
All
right, cool. I thought so. I can't even flip mine. I'm going to try anyway.
Go ahead.
Hello, ladies. How are y'all? Yeah? Thanks for saving that child.
Oh, she's a doctor.
Yeah.
So she was waiting on the injury, then she was going to jump in.
Wait,
she might call CPS or whatever they call it out here.
I missed this. What happened with saving a child?
Well, we were out here, and there was a child unattended as we were just looking around and trying to see where we were going to set up.
Mm-hmm.
So he's playing in the water over there, and then he just fell, like probably a 3 feet drop. And I got up, asked to go check on him, and I thought about the surroundings, and I'm a black man. You can't just go checking on other people's kids that's not black.
That's a fact.
So she went up and she assisted. His parents are apparently somewhere inside the hotel. So, but she's
just outside
as a 3-year-old
outside playing in the water.
See, you know what? I feel like this might be. Is that a new feel for you? Like, did you?
Oh, okay. Did I have those senses?
Yeah. Did you have those same feelings a while back, or did you look at that kid and you was like,
that could be my boy.
That could be my boy.
But it couldn't be my boy out here by himself playing. But that's definitely it's always been in me, man. Paternal instincts. You know my little brothers. You know, like you know me, my whole family. You know, I raised like a lot of the kids that came after me in my family. So, and being a father is amazing. Like you didn't ask me that, but
I didn't. We're gonna jump into that in 2 seconds. But we'll start with welcome to Wine and Weed.
Oh, come on now.
Welcome to Wine and Weed.
Cheers. Welcome to a very special Wine and Weed.
Cheers. We drinking already, y'all.
Cheers.
Because it's 3 o'clock somewhere. Is it 3 o'clock or is it 5 o'clock? I sound like an alcoholic.
Yeah, 3 o'clock somewhere is a different thing.
Yeah. We've been waking up every day at 5 o'clock.
Not me. I've been up early, Adam.
Okay.
Get on Wine and Weed start line.
I said, okay. I just texted you. Oh, I felt bad. I went back to sleep, bro. My bad. Y'all still down there?
No, I'm going to come do this show.
Welcome to Wine and Weed, though. It's your boy as usual, Stilo Brim, a.k.a. Skateboard Steve, a.k.a. That Dude, a.k.a. is at a third leg. No, it's just me.
Don't nobody call you none of that, bro.
The people have
Oh, okay.
The people write me this, fam. You said I'm lying on Wine and Weed?
Names, you know?
I gotta see this.
You think I made that up?
AKA is that a third leg? That sound like that's like my name.
Oh, here we go. We've been on this show for 2 minutes. You stealing names, my nigga.
Oh,
stealing names, your new thing now.
And I'm Chris Ranniker, a.k.a. The Crown and Sewer, a.k.a. Amsterdam's Finest, a.k.a.
Okay.
A.k.a. if Amsterdam was a person, I believe that would be me. That's what I feel like when I walk around the city. I think, you know?
Yeah.
I could be this.
Hey, Chris, actually,
I could be this as a city.
Actually, that's spot on.
It is spot on. I've met so many Chris's here.
People seem to be just kind of having a good time.
Yeah.
People riding bikes around. People seem to be smart.
I actually got out on a bike, and when the last time you rode a bike? Like, through a city, like?
I just do Santa Monica every once in a while.
Yeah,
if I'm trying to be cute.
Right. But riding a bike through the city. We did about probably 2 miles, like, before we realized it. And it ain't even, like, that strenuous, but the actual, like, navigation of how many bikes it is, how many people it is, the traffic, I swear I almost lost my life.
It's like a highway of bikes.
Yeah.
You got to know what you're doing.
Yeah, and I did not. At one point, I almost got just ran over by, like, a tram.
we were in Brussels using those limes, the little scooters a whole bunch. I had never got on one of those. We were using those, and they give you a weird little fact as you unlock the lime. And one of the facts was there are more bikes than people in Amsterdam. So when I came here, I just noticed it's a fucking bike for, like, it's like 5 bikes per person.
Oh, you'll see a family. Like, we saw families. We saw a father with 2 kids on the bike, and we saw a mother with their child on the bike. And we riding, and they just, like, I'm struggling, and they just.
Yeah, they do that.
They're doing it every day, though.
That's why they can eat all the bullshit out here.
Are you saying that Amsterdam people eat bullshit?
No, I'm saying the food is good out here, actually.
Oh.
And it's kind of heavy. So you can't really do that in America because we gotta.
You could, but you gotta get your ass on that bike.
You gotta work out. Yeah.
Because we were in Brussels before this, and so were you, and we'll get into why in just a second.
Yeah.
But that place is just like burgers and food and fries and bread.
Did you get a good Belgian waffle?
Oh,
we didn't even try the waffles.
Y'all didn't get a waffle?
We tried the fries and then the beer. Did you miss out on the waffle?
Beers. I did beers and I
didn't get a waffle.
Chocolate and I didn't do a fucking waffle. Oh no, we gotta go back.
No,
we don't have to go back.
We gotta go back. I got a waffle.
We don't have to go back. We weren't supposed to be in the first place.
The waffle's crazy. I ain't gonna even hold you.
Are they?
It was slamming. I ain't put the chocolate on there because I ain't really like. It felt weird.
See, I don't drink beer, and I tried a chocolate beer.
Yeah, you told me.
Because I was like, I'm in Belgium. They say the chocolate's good. They say the beer here is good. I'm gonna try chocolate beer. First of all, I thought I created some shit.
It's his first beer.
Yeah, Chris, you said it was a joke at first, right?
Yeah. He was like, I've never tried. I don't like chocolate, and I've never tried beer. But if there's a chocolate beer, I'll have it. And the lady immediately goes, "There's a chocolate beer."
No, I said I'll create it. That's my first. I should create.
She like, you don't have to.
They was like, no, that's the thing already. That's already a thing, bro. You're not that smart.
They sell it across the street.
Real shit. It was across the street.
It did feel kind of bad. His first beer being a kind of a piece of shit chocolate beer.
We're not even professional though. Welcome our guest. We haven't even introduced him. Of course, you know who he is. He needs no introduction. But I'm gonna let him do his own. It's Trey Songz. I'm gonna let him. You can throw out a couple AKAs yourself.
I mean, I got a couple, but they know who I am.
Oh my god. Oh my god, we're getting started. What time is it?
Y'all know me, man.
The voice changed. You had the voice change.
Billy D. Williams' first son.
Okay.
You know, Lionel Richie's godson.
Okay.
You know,
we God's chosen son.
All night long. No, it's Trey Songz, y'all. We live from Amsterdam.
We live.
You know what's going on.
And we in Amsterdam. We'll get into the first thing. We came out here for a fucking festival, man, to see you perform and do what you do and all your greatness. I'm like, my dog about to go home. We about to leave the hotel. I'm going to text him.
We was lit, excited.
I said, what time you leaving? He said, we leaving here at 6.
Right.
I said, cool.
What happened when you got that other face?
5:50 and said, hey, how y'all feeling? We about to pull up over there. He said, we might not even go home. I say, man, what, they fucked up your money, bro? We can go holler at them. He said, no, it's not a me thing. It's a festival thing.
And
he thought I was playing.
And just to give context, it was Vestiville in Belgium.
Brussels, yep.
Lamel, which is like
I just started traveling, y'all. Trey been around the world like 17 times.
So it's like an hour and some change away from Brussels where we were. And like you said, we was texting and we leaving together same time. I'm like, yeah, about 6. So George, who's my road manager, tour manager, he calls me. He says, so bro, the security's looking real bad up here. I want you to make an effort to come, but if it's not right by the time you get here, I'm just gonna turn you around. I said, like, not do the show? He said, precisely. I said, but
precisely.
I said, what? He said, I'm gonna call you back, bro. It's hectic up here. So I FaceTime you. You said, so what's up? We leave? I said, bro, we might not do it. And then I called you back. I said, it's canceled.
He says canceled.
He didn't have a FaceTime. You know how you be talking on the FaceTime and be down. He picked it up. He said, whole festival was canceled.
It's supposed to be a huge festival. There's supposed to be Migos, Cardi B, you, who else? A$AP Rocky,
Meek Mill,
Future.
A$AP.
Anybody you can name. It was going to be like the biggest festival ever in Belgium. I feel like.
And people were flying in from Russia. They were flying in from neighboring countries. We've talked to a lot of people who came for what they expected to be as big as Firefest, and it turned out it was like Firefest.
It was Firefest 2.0.
Firefest 2.0.
The actual people who put together the festival went to jail.
Yeah. You know what's crazy about it, like, because you look at the Firefest documentary and you like, damn, that's crazy. Like, but you never think you're going to be a part of nothing like that, especially as an artist. Like, and I don't know about any other artist, but we did acquire all our money, and I'm hoping that everybody else did. And I feel bad for the patrons that came out, didn't get to see anybody. They spent money on hotels, travel, all this, and literally 10 minutes before doors, like, or the first performer.
But we should have known.
Something was fishy.
We should have known something was fishy because Ja Rule was on the actual lineup. Nigga, we should have all known.
It's true. It happened to Ja twice.
Ja Rule was on the lineup and none of us picked up on the signs to be like something's up. If this is him again.
But he wasn't a promoter, though.
It don't matter.
It's a bad look for Ja.
You heard
You're not
Trey
going to
Songz,
trust.
Cardi B, Future, Meek Mill, all these people, all these hits in the past whatever years, and then you saw Ja and Ashanti squeeze in there. And I love them. Both amazing artists.
Hey, the disclaimer. And I love them.
Both amazing artists. But I
Ashanti
said,
in this, man.
those are different okay. I said those are different timelines.
So he said, okay.
Keep going. Okay. But no, we were really upset about that, man. And
at first I thought it was just the first night was canceled. They didn't have sufficient security, from what I understand, like backstage for the artists or for the actual people that were coming to like watch people perform. You saw that tweet?
That's
the other girl dancing on stage.
Yes.
What was it?
So after actually it was announced that it was closed, people obviously didn't want to leave, or
Yeah, well, I saw the videos of people yelling, "Fuck Vestiville!"
You saw the video of the girl performing like on the stage.
Oh yeah, she's like,
herself.
I'm the only performer at Vestiville. Is that
this
what
dude's gonna tweet at her, "You should have brought me up. I was here. You should have brought me up. I was here."
I was out here waiting.
Look, she was really getting at it too. The video is classic. She did a full ass split.
Nah, she actually is a performer.
Oh, is she?
I don't know.
Okay.
Oh. Well,
Are you a
she
performer?
shines.
Y'all don't even know that
A
one.
real Trey Songz.
Yeah,
fan.
I'm a fan.
But what a pleasure to be out here anyway. You know, we're at what's this place called?
We're at the conservatorium.
We're not here.
This gonna be released afterwards. We good.
Oh yeah,
You already gone.
You right. You right. And this is not where I stay when I come to Amsterdam.
Ever.
This is just a place that we've acquired to film this.
Yeah. It costs good money. Why don't we making bread, baby? Okay.
And what are we drinking? What are we drinking while
We're
we're
drinking
here?
on a rosé.
Got a
I don't
little
know what this
rosé
is. I
going
told him to
on.
bring me your best.
Who picked this rose?
I did. You didn't like it. Cool.
No,
Okay.
I like it. You picked the wine, baby. You got to tell the people what's going on with it.
Yeah. And the crazy thing is that, you know, on our show, we drink a bottle of wine, we smoke a joint. And even though we are in Amsterdam, right here is not a place where we're allowed to smoke a joint.
Right.
So we'll have the wine episode, which is right now, and we'll have the weed episode in coming weeks. You know?
Didn't even know it's called Hampton Water.
It's a nice road.
It is. It's a nice rosé.
Yeah.
I feel like we're in the daytime. Don't want to go no red, too white. Nah, we put the rosé. Cheers, guys. Cheers again.
Hey, cheers.
Cheers. And yeah, you brought up earlier that you know you had the instinct of like going to help the little boy, but you can't. Yeah, it's funny because I brought it up in the last episode. You can't just be helping people out all the time when you're black.
I know.
Somehow it becomes your fault.
Yeah, somehow you become incarcerated or with a felony. Like, hold up, but it was a kid that fell over here. I tried to help him. No, he was kidnapping.
And what? And for me at least, and me being friends with you with however many years now, the instinct of that is natural. It's natural for me too. But it does that feeling change with yourself being a new dad?
Being a father, it's you see, I'm trying to gather the words for it because I'm seeing my son's face while I talk about it. Like, you know how I am with the kids in my family with Forrest, Alex, all my younger cousins. Me, the age gap being so vast, I'm more like a father figure, uncle,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
And with my younger brothers being 10 years younger than me, I'm like a father figure, brother. So when my son came, you know, I didn't know that it could be a love that much stronger than the love I already had for everybody in my life. Looking into his eyes and seeing that that's me,
Mm-hmm.
like,
Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
it's a responsibility that I take on wholeheartedly. It's a pride that I have in the simplest things that he does.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, he's growing day in, day out, and I notice the simplest things. Like, it's a
He's
joy.
just the cutest too, man.
Man,
Like, you lucked up.
How old is your son now?
2 months.
Oh wow.
My son was actually born on 4/20.
Hey.
Oh shit.
Man.
Wow, we'll have him on Wine and
A lot of
Weed
people don't know
in
that.
18 years.
A lot of people don't know that because I posted when I posted, so people think he was born when I posted. Everybody's trying to figure out who my baby mama is. It's my business. It don't really concern you.
Mind your business.
Don't really concern you.
That's
Mind the business that pays you.
You know what's funny to me is that like when you know you first let me know, yo, bro, you know I got a kid on the way. I was like, man, you know that's crazy that it is. But one of the things, like once you know you had your son and everything, what you don't hear a lot of new parents say, and I think it's such a real thing. And you said to me because we're so transparent with each other, you was like, bruh, it's hard. And I was like, people don't really mention the fact that like, you know, you're learning as you go.
Yeah.
Period. When you're a new fucking parent, this is
Yeah.
your first time doing this thing, but it's gonna be hard for anything when it's the first time doing it. It was hard for me to eat that oyster. Nigga, it was hard for me to eat that oyster on camera. I told myself, you can't throw up in front of these people. So that's as simple as an oyster. So having
tragic.
to be responsible for another individual is something I haven't yet accomplished in my life. And for you, I know it's just.
It's a great feat, bro. It's just like, you know, like I can't fuck this up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's basically what you look at. He needs you for everything. You know, of course, he needs his mother for the nutrition because she breastfeeding, and that's something that I admire because
It's fucking dope.
she wants him to be the healthiest baby he can be, and that's a lot of sacrifice from her on her life and what she eats and how she got to move and maneuver. Trying to figure out why he's crying at 4:30 in the morning, trying to figure out is it gas or is it constipation? Like,
Yep.
because you know so many different things that you're going through just with this life, and every step without even having taken a step is like wow. Like the first time I gave him a bath, like wow, like
Yeah.
he running water over his head. He like. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I always shed a tear, like at the stupidest stuff.
Yeah. No, that's not stupid.
It's not stupid, but you know, you
it's the simplest thing for
it's
you.
the simplest thing,
Yeah.
but it's like wow.
How do you feel about like what's your approach going to be to like posting pictures of your son? Like I always wonder in today's day and age, do you think that's just part of what happens now? Is they get a lot of pictures taken of
That's
them?
a great question, Chris, because you know I'm very public. I'm a public figure, so I share a lot of myself, but I also like am very inclusive about things that are very, very close to my heart. You know what I mean? I'll share on a holiday or something. So posting him is kind of like a double-edged sword for me because I want him all to myself, but I want to share him with the world.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm worried in a world where it is so pretentious and people are so worried about the wrong things.
Mm-hmm.
Like, whereas I'll go on a whole post, I'll be on Sports Center. They be like, "Who's Trey Songz baby mama?" in the comments. And I'm like, what? Like that worries me. Not for only for my child's mother, but for my child. You know what I mean? Like, cause he gonna be spending time with his mom alone without me. You know, and fans are crazy.
Fans are crazy.
Right.
Yeah,
Fans
like,
are crazy. And people will start whatever narrative they want to.
Yeah.
They only need literally this much information to write a whole fucking story.
A whole story. You have stalkers out there. You have people who like spend their life dedicated to malicious things as far as celebrities are concerned. You have people that go out of their way to make life difficult for people, and that does worry me for my son. But when I have a beautiful moment with them, I know that my fans have invested so much into my life. Me having been a recording artist for as long as I have, and they've given a significant amount of themselves to me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like the money that they spend to travel. Like when I performed this, I saw faces that I knew. Like,
Yeah, of course.
like
You've been
that
doing
I-
it for so long.
that I've known
Yeah,
at a
that's
festival
cool.
with like thousands and thousands of people. I saw faces like, oh, there's Christina. Oh, there's, you know what I mean?
Cool.
There's Pascal. There's, like, I know these people. So with that being said, I do feel like, not that I owe them, but I want to share it.
And they kind of wanted it from you because I don't want to say like we're waiting on this, but people know you fucking. So people know you fucking. So
Baby's
took a
gonna
turn.
come along someday.
That
people
took us
was
a-
like, "Yo,
I mean, I
so
invented
you-
sex.
You invented sex, nigga. They like, how the person who invented sex ain't got a kid?
Right.
So now that you actually have a child, people are like,
Boy been
"We're
moving
waiting
right.
on this. Moving right.
Boy been moving right. And you
Keep
know,
them things on you."
a lot of people strap now. Hey yo, so a lot of people be like, "Oh, you got a baby kind of late," and I think there's no generality as to when a person should have a child. I know for women, I know they feel that the time clock is a big thing, and it is for their physicality, as far as their bodies are concerned.
Right.
But I don't think people should go having kids just because when they were young, like they had this vision of being 23 and married and 3 kids. And, you know, I'm financially stable. My family's in a great position. Like, why wouldn't I have children? I had a child with someone I trust, someone that I know is going to take very good care of my child, regardless of anything that goes on with me as a public figure, as me as Trey Songz. I'm talking about me, the man Tremaine Neverson, is separate from that. And I think being a celebrity, like a lot of people don't understand that you have to separate those two worlds. And
1000%.
I miss my boy right now. Like it's crazy, bro. Like I got a son. Like,
Yeah. No, nigga,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Like
That's
no, it
great.
is.
It's crazy.
He at home right now. My mama.
That's fucking so dope.
I imagine it'll just be
Hey, bro,
continually.
hey.
I feel like I got a good segue into some stories from the week.
Definitely, let's jump into it, man.
Due to that,
Let's talk some shit now.
You got a good segue, or you just gonna say?
well, here-
I got a good
here's
segue. I
my-
didn't use it.
I
Here's
feel like
my
I got a
segue.
good
I didn't
segue.
use it. I'm gonna just talk.
You ready for my segue?
Yeah, let's do it.
So we're in Europe, A, and B, we're talking about kids. So I found this article earlier that says, Mum furious because she spent €100 trying to win teddies from a claw machine.
Okay.
Yeah, so she said she spent around 40 euro to win this Dumbo plush toy from an arcade machine,
Yep.
and spent another 60 euro winning a teddy. I'm not sure why this is news.
see,
You talking about one of
that's
them joints that clamp down?
Yeah.
yeah,
claws.
oh yeah.
Nah.
No.
But see, for me, I love it. You know why I love it? Because it says that Europe is so peaceful that this made headlines. That this person was like, I spent the $100, y'all.
I gotta
supposed to
call the
won.
press.
It's gone. Like, who cares?
I supposed to won by now. You know them shits ain't right.
Yeah, you go to America, the news is so dark. We here in Europe, they're like, woman is pissed off. Spent $100 on claw machine.
And didn't get a thing.
She's demanding Dumbos now. She's suing Disney. This is great.
I was not abusive or anything, she insisted. I raised my voice because I was angry, and I was trying to make it clear to the other parents.
They lock her up?
It's
Like, what's
not
going on?
possible
Yeah,
to
what
win a
happened?
teddy
Yeah, what
bear,
happened?
What was
and
the
it's
result?
rigged. I think she was literally just so mad that she got someone to write a article
But
on
who
her.
wrote the article?
I don't
I knew them
fucking-
joints was rigged since I was a kid.
Since you were a kid.
Yeah, what are you
watch him
teaching
grab
your
the
kid?
loosest hands. You watch him grab shit,
Nah,
drop
that,
it right back
that joint
off.
grab and let it grip out. That joint is meant to ruin
Right
a
before
kid's dreams, bro.
100%. 100%.
It's weird because it's so based in like, oh, I love my child, I really want to win this, but it's
Right.
also like you're teaching your child to just keep feeding this thing money.
You know what?
expecting
What's
different
crazy?
results.
I remember like when going to the mall to go to the arcade to play games was really a thing. Like,
It was
Yeah.
big time. Had
and-
spot call funds on the
Yeah.
house.
and that joint would sit right there. And nobody would fuck with that joint because everybody knew it was a scam.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, come on. I can't. I mean, I think it's just crazy that is an
That's
article.
big news, baby.
That's huge news. It was the front page.
Where was that? That was here in Amsterdam?
This was in the UK. This
Okay.
was in
Yeah, that sounds UK.
Also, this has 2 authors in this article.
All right,
Two
let's-
different
Sean
people wrote it.
Doherty
Let's get together. Let's
and
Two different people.
Dave
She definitely co-wrote it.
Let me get your angle.
Let's
She
collab
co-wrote
on
it.
this.
She definitely co-wrote it. Yeah, that.
I feel like Dalai Lama's pretty light.
Chick-fil-A.
Oh, do it.
The Chick-fil-A employee that jumped through the window because they saw a child choking in the car, and they saved the child. Number one, I don't know how the parent driving didn't see the child choking. Like the Chick-fil-A person had to jump through the window. But I also want to point out the fact that, of course, it was Chick-fil-A. That's God's chicken.
Yeah.
That's God's chicken right there.
What day was it?
You know it wasn't Sunday.
Right.
You know it wasn't Sunday.
Is that video of this?
It is,
I think there
actually
is,
a
yeah.
video.
You wanna watch?
I need to see that. We're
Let's
going to let
watch
y'all
it.
see as well while we
He
watch.
did all of this in dramatic fashion. When he heard something was wrong here, he jumped out of that drive-through window there and jumped into that little boy's
I
car.
don't know if I really believe this. I feel like he just quit.
That's my.
He jumped through the window like he was just
I'm out.
leaving work. Like,
I'm out.
fuck this. Fuck this. That's a random ass article as well.
I also
that's-
kind of feel like, is this Chick-fil-A PR? We all know Chick-fil-A is the nicest employees of all time.
The nicest. You go to Chick-fil-A, they
don't
will
even
give
ask-
you 100 sauces.
I don't ask for no pictures or nothing.
Nothing.
I go to Chick-fil-A like,
That was the most Hollywood shit. Tell me, like, he know we ain't as famous as them. He gonna hit us with, they don't even ask for pictures or nothing. We like, nigga, they don't care who we are.
We're like, yeah, they don't have some pictures of us either. Yeah,
Like, we
yeah,
over
yeah.
here like, yeah, we feel the same way.
Yeah,
It's
we're
normal service then. No pictures, no nothing.
I mean, I'm just telling you, like, when I go to Chick-fil-A, they don't ask for pictures. Like, they be excited to see me, but they don't ask for, I don't know if it's like, never. Like, it's a Chick-fil-A in my neighborhood that I go to frequently, and it's, like, very comfortable for me, because, like, when we go to fast food place, like, I can't drive, because, like, the shock value, like, most of
Yeah.
the time, especially if it's somebody, like, black, like, you know, like, a black girl, I'm not getting my food. I get my food, it's fucked up. It's
You
crazy.
gonna be there for an hour.
Right, and we taking pictures. Not that I'm against taking pictures with the fans, but I want my Chick-fil-A hot and
I
ready.
want my Chick-fil-A hot
Hot
dish.
and ready, baby.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A don't care about me.
They get it done.
I go there and they be like, you on that show, right? I be like, yeah. They be like, all right, that's what's up. Keep it moving, nigga. Go through. I gave you your chicken already. Why you still here? Just asked you a question. That was all.
That's you, right? Okay.
Word.
You're a Polynesian sauce person. Interesting.
I feel, who, him, me? Oh, I was
No,
just saying. I'm
just-
thinking you
I
really
was
saying
just
that. I'm like,
thinking-
I'm Spicy Buffalo, fam.
Oh, you're
Put
spicy
some
buffalo?
respect on my name.
I tell them give me every sauce.
I say give me the ranch and the Spicy Buffalo.
I like the Polynesian, the spicy buffalo.
See, I haven't tried the Polynesian.
What?
I heard it's amazing, though.
The Polynesian is that drip.
That's what Frank told me. My brother told me the same
Look,
thing.
look. When you start using slang out of pocket, the
Trying to make it cooler than what it is.
The Polynesian is that drip. Nah, that's not how you say that. It's my new dad jokes.
What I do? You gonna practice a whole bunch of those, nigga. They all good too. Well, we this week though, we got a whole bunch of light stuff, which is great. Because normally we're going through the news and we're like, man, this person died. This thing is going on. This thing's going on.
Should
This
be
week
heavy.
has been great. It's been
On a positive note of the world changing and people actually doing something about it in the right way, one of the causes we believe in here on this show is that Illinois is expunging marijuana convictions from nearly 800,000 criminal records.
first of all, let's start with the number.
That's great.
Is that really 800,000? Are you reading that correctly?
800,000.
And my man, he from Illinois. You already know.
Yeah, that's insane though that there are even 800,000 fucking convictions for
What
petty
you-
crime.
800,000.
Well, you know, our communities are policed and white communities are protected.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there are quotas that need to be met. There are mandates that are set out that have to be. If you think about the police, and I had this conversation actually many times. A judge asked me once. He said, "When you say fuck the police, what do you mean?" And I of course was in court, so I couldn't speak out about that at the moment. And my lawyer, he hadn't prepared for that, so he said it's a song, it's an NWA song, which was not the answer I would have given, because I truly believe that there's a big amount of people that truly don't understand, like that aren't privy to what black people actually go through. Like, even though it's all over, the cameras are here and all of that now, you go top
Thank you so much.
But when you think about how many people are locked up for petty offenses, weed, things of that nature. Very recently, I saw like a pregnant mom of twins on the cover of a magazine for like starting a weed company for like mothers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, and I think about like being in high school and my friends that had to sell weed because they couldn't eat after school and their mama was working double shifts and now they got a juvenile record and then they go on to get a felony and then they on
100%.
probation and then they have
100%.
no chance at life.
Yeah.
But now everybody's being celebrated.
I was in Barney's. I bought a fucking ashtray from Barney's. They have a section in Barney's called High End. It's all of these expensive weed things and you're like, yo, cool. Y'all want to monetize this. We get it. We knew it was going to come one day. But how are you not at least releasing people?
Right.
That like if I'm not saying
and they still
that
like
rights the wrong.
Somebody getting locked up right now.
Right now.
For a nickel bag. And it's going to be on their record. And they're going to go on probation.
1,000%.
And then you can't leave the house and you can't go nowhere else. And then you got this bracelet on. And then you're going to get locked up again.
Well, jail
and then you're going to get locked
it's
up
private
again.
business. It's big business. So they understand to themselves, hey, we can continue to monetize this and lock niggas up.
Yeah.
So now we making double the money.
And I think that a story like this and a law like this is different because it's not like weed was legalized here. It's like weed was legalized and we're actually going into the past and saying it was wrong to convict you of it before.
So
which is something we're not doing nationwide
is releasing
enough.
People enough? Is
you
releasing
me,
someone enough? Like they still serve years and years.
I've got nothing for this. Like and even monetarily, like if you give me this and that, like you can't give me back time. So you setting me back into this world whereas though I've had no advancement in this prison system because truly the prison system is not a system for self-betterment. It's a cage.
Right.
And they know what's going on in there. It's
oftentimes breeding more and more
times
crime
than not.
to bring you back there again.
The prison system was never meant to better people.
Yeah, to rehabilitate. They call it that, but it's not really for that.
Never. The prison system was meant to. Police were slave catchers.
Mm-hmm.
Like police. That's the first form of police were slave catchers.
Mm-hmm.
So you got slaves who are now freed, who have no place to work, who have no place to make money. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna put them in jail and we're gonna slave them again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's a legal way of doing it.
And once it was known that slavery was abolished, you have years and years and years and years and years of people who did not know that.
Yeah,
it was still slaves. You know what I'm saying? So go on. Okay, so Jim Crow. Now you can't do this and that, and we're gonna lock you up, and then we're gonna lock you up, and then we're gonna lock you up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now slavery's abolished. It's no more. Okay, we're gonna redline y'all. We're gonna give y'all all the land nobody wants. And then it's still not your land.
It's not your land.
We get a land that's not that nobody wants, that you can't grow anything on. And remember we talked about this the other day. Is a speech where Martin Luther King speaks about tightening up your bootstraps, and you can't tighten them up without no boots. And
ain't got no boots.
And still to this day, the poverty-stricken, the people that need our help the most. In the land of the free, home of the brave, and we talking about this, of course, here. But this is an international show. But home is where we led to. It's just crazy, man. And so crazy.
And it's crazy because again, I brought this up last week. So I joked with Trey and was like, "Chris don't think we should have reparations." But like when we talk about this type of shit, you like, how can you see clearly? It doesn't even. It's not a matter of me. I know your question was more so how.
Mm-hmm.
But there have been so many. You don't ask how about other shit. You don't ask how about this thing that's going on over here. You don't ask how are we really funding the military.
Right.
You just say, oh, it's getting done. So why can't you be okay or accept the fact that it just needs to get done?
Yeah, I mean, also people who are let out of prison, like you said, we're sorry, but there are people who are locked up in the 80s or the 90s before DNA evidence was what it is now, and they get out. Literally, you didn't do it. You didn't do murder. You get released, you get nothing.
We could, I don't know by name, but this year, in the past year and a half alone, I know that there are, I'll give it at least 10 white male rapists that have not been given prison time.
Mm-hmm. And have everything pointing against them.
DNA, everything have not been given prison time.
There was a story just a few weeks ago that was
But
some dude a bus driver convicted of raping an underage girl, and he got off, or he had like 10 months, or like it just didn't make any sense.
You talk about a real life bus driver. You talking about somebody that has access to children.
Yeah,
that you're telling,
oh, he made a mistake.
He made a mistake. He should be able to go out and.
If that's not privilege, and let me tell you why it's privilege, because that nigga's a bus driver. That's not saying that, respect to bus drivers, but that's not like on high up on a totem pole where you're like, oh, that guy's a bus driver. I see why he got away with it.
Yeah.
You're
His
like,
only
you a
advantage.
goddamn nigga. Do you know we used to do our bus driver? We thought he wasn't nothing to us as kids. You just in the hood. You like
and
the bus
driver gets the worst treatment on the way to school.
Gets the worst treatment, and that individual, because of the color of their skin in our country, can still be like 10 months. I could do 10 months. I'm going to get out with 5 on good behavior. Y'all might not even make me do the whole 10. We going to say that on paper right now. We might talk out of this.
It's the only justification is because he got an advantage because he was white. Like he's around your children.
And Chris, it's important that you see that, because and I applaud you for seeing that, because a lot of white people don't understand what privilege really is. They think it's something that black people made up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, or they take, what I've seen is that they take it very personally.
Right.
And they go, well, my life's hard. I've had struggles.
Right.
I've had struggles too. It's like everyone's life is hard.
Yeah.
Everyone's had struggles, but you can't say that it's the same experience. Yeah, it's not.
And that's all people are asking, is that you acknowledge and understand that it's not the same experience. It's not, like I'll tell everybody all the time on this show, life is hard. No one's here to try to argue with you about if your life is hard.
Your difficulties and what you've been through.
It's also, it's not about you. It's like about what a lot of people need to hear, I think.
It's a general consensus that if you look at the history of even film in America, before black people were allowed on stage, white people were doing blackface.
Mm-hmm.
Blackface then became the most exciting thing for people to watch in America. Very fast. You know what happened after that? In order for black entertainers to perform in the stage, they then had to wear blackface as well.
I actually didn't know that.
Yeah, so black performers would wear blackface. You know why? But black performer would, you like, why would they do that? Well, what other choice do they have?
Yeah.
First of all, and
I want to be an actor.
Secondly, they not afraid of you because you got this face on. We could tell you what to do.
Yep.
You're not, and it's crazy, bro. Like the dynamics of it all, like of how the world has been made to be afraid of us, like subconsciously. So that alone, like when we were talking about the children, like you remember like a year and a half ago, the black man, he rescued a white girl that was like
in the house.
Yeah, she was running out or something, and he was like, "This little white girl by herself.
Yeah,
I didn't want to pick her up, but
yep.
I knew something was wrong."
Yep.
That's the subconscious thing we walk around with everywhere we go. Like that alone is a privilege that white people don't have. That like when we walk in here, we know we're being looked at a different kind of way. When we walk anywhere, we walk through the airport with our clothes, you can have the same outfit on me as me. Like last night. If you would have had the hoodie on, and
I did have a hoodie on.
No, but he didn't. But who was he talking
to?
That's what he's saying.
That's what he's saying.
If I be honest, Trey, for context, we walked into a club. They said no hoodie. They said no hoods. But I understand why you wear a hood, because you don't. You want to block your face a little bit.
Yeah.
And he was wearing one too, but he took it down. I was also wearing a hood. I took it down.
His was
he
white,
barely gave you a second, and then he was like, "You guys are out of here. You guys are out of here." And you guys were cool to just be like, "All right, bye." And everybody left, and I was the last one, and he closed it as if I wasn't with you guys.
Exactly.
Like you're good, and I was like, "No, I'm with these guys."
He thought you was the manager.
And I was like, "Hey, also, what just happened?"
Right.
And he was like, "Well, we don't allow sportswear in the club normally, but then you wouldn't take your hoods out." And I was like, "You didn't give us any time to take hoods out."
And then he's sitting there having the conversation with you, who has a sports hoodie on.
Yeah, who has a hoodie on. Yeah, that guy was an ego trip, and there was racism behind that.
We covered this in the...
even if he doesn't understand that, That's the thing. That's the thing that.
But I think that individual does understand that.
I think it's a lot of people that do, but I think it's very well people that don't understand.
No, 100%. I think it's people that don't want to accept that's truly what they are. But they do understand there's a difference, and they feel a certain way, and they do. Like we were talking about, it was an article we read a couple weeks back where there was a swimming pool that said we don't allow dreads, or I think it was dreads and something else that was clearly targeted toward one demographic. And that's what you're saying when you say certain places. Like I went to a hotel one time that had like a dope little spot, like a jazz club or some shit inside the hotel. And they're like, oh, no hoods, no jerseys, no boots. And you're just saying to us as a black man, no, you. Because we understand that all of those things you're pointing out are things you don't really wear. And if you do wear them, they just look at you as a sports fan. If you wear a cap, he's a Dodger fan. If I wear a cap, I'm a Crip.
Yeah. It's a whole different.
It's a whole different dynamic. And you didn't ask me a question. You didn't speak to me. I ain't say nothing.
And you think it's been interesting talking to people, because we've had really interesting conversations with a lot of different types of people, both about what they think America is to them. And I feel like whenever we ask about that, one of the first things people say is people are so divided there, things seem so crazy, and there's so much racism. Like they see it from the outside, but then I've actually seen a lot of racism here as well.
Yeah, it's not as openly discussed. Like we're at a point in America where it's being discussed. Like
it's not as concealed anymore in America.
Like it's not in the cameras. You realize that it's a normality for a young black man to, when confronted by police, be treated like an adult, to be treated as a criminal, to have fit a description, and that be a reason for him to be beaten, that be a reason for him to be handcuffed. 14 years. First time I encountered police, 13, 14 years old. You know what I mean? You go through life knowing that. First time you go in the store by yourself, you're followed.
It's like buying cigarettes.
Yeah,
you like, oh, 18 I can buy cigarettes, 21 I can buy liquor, 13 I'm gonna get arrested, nigga. Some shit gonna happen. Niggas gonna bother me about some shit.
No, you know.
Real shit. You expect it. You like, when is it gonna happen?
And you know, when you walk into the corner store, when you walk into a certain nice store, you followed.
Right.
This happens to me in places like this, and I have money, like you know what I mean. So if we go to Louis Vuitton right now and look the way I am, I'm not gonna be surprised if someone treats me disrespectfully,
follows you,
or follows
asks you too many questions.
Right.
You ain't asking anybody's questions. You following me, being like, you want this, you want that, you want that. It's sad. But I'll go to Louis Vuitton, I'll go somewhere. I have to start saying small things that let you know I got money. And I shouldn't.
Right.
I'll be somewhere and I'll be like, I got that already. I don't want that one. You got one that's like that? And they like, oh, he got that one. How the fuck you got that one?
Right.
And I shouldn't fucking be put in that position.
Right.
But like, you're not walking around questioning the white. Chris could come in like this.
We're actually like notable black people. Like people. So imagine a man that has nothing as far as fame or notoriety or somebody knowing him. You walking into this establishment, you want to spend your money, and they looking down on you and they following you. Like it's so many different.
I'm gonna be honest, and then I see a whole nother level when you guys are at your level of there's a you think you're better than me type thing. It's like you can't escape it. Like that's the racism that I saw in a political conversation I was having with this lady who was a bathroom attendant in Brussels. She was like, she liked Trump, and I was like, really? I don't like Trump.
Right.
And she was like, Obama, everybody loved him and everybody loved him, but now Trump's up here and nobody likes him because he's white. Like, it's not because he's white. I think it's not because he's white at all. I was like, really, you're making this because he's black? And he was like, yeah, this guy's charming and he's black and he thinks he's better than me.
Right.
And it's like, that's a whole...
No, he's actually a really humble guy that's just going about his life.
But also, when people say stuff like that,
it's just...
When people come to me and tell me, like, oh, you think you're better than me? I have to remind those people, oh, I am. Because for you to even say that to me means that it's something going on within you.
Right.
That you're afraid of.
Because you've placed something on me that I haven't given to you.
But it's more that you're afraid of a successful black man, that you make this about, me being equivalent to you is you still thinking that I think I'm better than you.
That's a great point you touched on, because when we speak on equality for all, we're not speaking on lesser for you.
Yeah, at all.
When we say equal for us, it doesn't mean less for you or anybody else. It means the same for everybody.
But that scares them.
That's so scary.
That scares them. I mean, we joke about this because I'm like, hey, for a racist, for me, someone that's truly racist, someone that believes they're better because of the color of their skin, whatever, you have to be one of the dumbest people in the world, and you're afraid of us evening the playing field
because you know you're in the lowest
20%. You're like, I have a privilege, and this allows me to stay in this upper echelon, which I don't deserve to be in.
I start the 100-yard dash at 50.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if I start at 0, I am slow as fuck.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
I'm gonna lose.
Yeah.
This is all I
You still lost at 50, but you was close.
You was close, but we ran your ass down. You
ran your ass down. You was close.
Yeah, but it's and not to stay in this place for so long, but just to everybody out there that watching, especially friends of different backgrounds, racial, the different ethnicities. It's good that y'all have these conversations, because a lot of times it's ignorance in certain areas, or not knowing, or being oblivious because of how you've come up, or what you've been told, or how you've been nurtured. So anytime I have a chance to educate my non-black friends about what the black experience is, I like to do that, because if you don't pay attention to it and you don't live it, it may sound like a whole bunch of bullshit.
But it's also as much needed, because I always tell people, I can tell my friends, Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter. My friends know that already.
Right.
I have to make sure that I'm explaining and educating to people who are not black, so that we can be strengthened as a people. Because I'm not the person that just separates us and says, I'm black, you white, y'all stay with that, we stay with that.
That's crazy.
I said, I need your voice. I need your voice as well, because our voice in America has been diluted so much, and we've been ignored so much that
Right.
I need to be able to articulate these things to you, so that you can say, hey guys,
anytime we speak, it's just us.
Yeah.
The same rhetoric. It's, oh my God, oh my God.
That happened to you too?
The black
That's
people
crazy.
complaining again. Like, no, this shit is really happening to us, and we need y'all to speak out.
We have this discussion too. I mean, that's how I feel about opening your world up in general and finding friends that come from different places than you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, one of my best friends is a lesbian, and I didn't know all this LGBT stuff until I became friends with her.
Yeah.
And saw into her world and saw interesting small things that were funny that I didn't understand before. And I think the same things with, I didn't really understand immigration as a whole thing. I dated somebody whose parents were immigrants and were undocumented for a long time, and I understood now, like, what the struggle of that was,
Right.
why they moved here, why they did that, what that experience was like. And once you actually understand somebody's experience, it's very hard to go like, no, I disagree with it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
You know?
immigration within itself, if you look at it, is like, wow, you have a country that was stolen,
Mm-hmm.
and you have the people that are here, their ancestors stole this place, and they're saying no immigrants.
Yeah.
Saying we don't want other people here.
Yeah, we're
You
good now.
You wouldn't be here. Like,
Yep.
you have that. There's never been a child. There's never a child has never died in immigration's custody until Trump's term. Like, in the whole existence, there've been like 10 children die.
Yeah.
I think it's been more than that.
Yeah, and it's been described as a torture zone. You know what I'm saying?
So,
Like,
yeah.
so that's inhumane. Like, how can at any point being inhumane be great for humans?
Not even trying to be not even trying to migrate anywhere else, but if you just had some white kids flying somewhere else in the world and you trapped them somewhere and was like, hey, you guys can't get through customs, you can't get through this thing, we're going to keep you here for a while, and one white kid died, believe me, it wouldn't happen again.
International
It wouldn't
story,
happen again.
too.
It'd be an international story. It'd be on every fucking headline. They'd be like, fucking Chris Reinecker. I had to bring you up, Chris. Chris Reinecker has died. And it wouldn't happen again.
Ever.
And it's the fact that because we're in America and they control our media. Yeah, you died, Chris. You died.
I thought I got arrested or something. I died?
Nah, man. They told, no, you died, man. They didn't feed you.
How did I die? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I got like tortured.
Nah, but in all seriousness, when you think of things in episode, even if you got black girls in DC that go missing, you got black girls in Atlanta that go missing that are are victims of sex trafficking, obviously, is what people are thinking or assuming. And there's no outrage. There's no cry out.
None.
There's no national story. So the playing fields are not even. And to my young black and brown people out there, don't be discouraged because you are just as beautiful and just as amazing as anyone else. And to my young white children, be humble, be gracious, understand what it's like for other people. And to my white men and white women, you as well have to open your thought process to what's really happening in the world versus what you think the world is.
And make friends and ask people about it.
Yeah,
have conversations.
And it's a tough conversation to have because you don't want to hear those harsh realities. Like, I've tried to show my white friends, like, videos of police brutality, and it's always, well, what happened before the video started?
100%. What happened?
That's the wrong question.
That's the wrong question. Because, look, at the end of the day, my mama will always say, everybody ain't lying on you. Everybody ain't lying on you. And we got so many videos out here. At some point, everybody ain't lying on you. Everybody's not lying on every police officer. No one wants to take that. We don't care. That's what's crazy. That's what I love. But I always say this. That's what I love about black people, man. We're the most warming and fucking inviting. We don't even care. We got police officers we cool with in the hood. We fuck with everybody. We fuck with everyone. But there are bad people in each in any fucking demo.
Any demo, there's a bad seed. To generalize anything is stupid.
And for you to be like, oh no, we gonna combat this thing, or we're gonna counter your Black Lives Matter with Blue Lives Matter.
Right.
It's just like, yo, you're being insulting now. You should be stepping forward and saying, you know what? I ain't like him. That's why I tell motherfuckers, I'll meet the homie. I'm from the hood. I'm from the west side of Chicago. I will have a boy that's I'm cool with it. This. He may catch a body, do whatever. And I may be like, you know what? I'm going to be real with y'all. I ain't about to wear no free this nigga shirt. This nigga did that. I'm watching this.
Every motherfucker go to jail don't need to be free.
Everybody ain't going to be free. Just like you can't be here out here defending every police officer.
And to go back, because actually I didn't fully enclose that last time when I spoke about when I said fuck the police and what that means when anybody says fuck the police. It's a fucking gang. So you mean to tell me that the district attorney and the judge and the police chief, that children go to the same school and I'm supposed to have a chance when they sit and they talk about what this case is going to be, when they sit and talk about what is real as far as justice is concerned? No, they're going to do what's right for the numbers. They're going to do what's right, what's necessary. Like, you think if I'm a senior officer and I shoot a black man in the back and I have this rookie cop here who really wants to do the best job and be a police officer, you think he's going to tell on me? He can't.
He can't.
I don't know if this is a common thing, but I've never heard the police is a gang. But
how have you never heard the police is a gang?
It's the biggest gang.
It's a great description.
The police is a gang.
That's what it is.
It's a gang that's
you can legally carry guns
in. Same in and outs of a gang.
Same in and outs. It's we're gonna corroborate this story to make it so it makes sense because we can't look bad. And if you look bad, I look bad. And in turn, I gotta go pick your kids up this weekend because your kids gonna play with mine, and like we really got a relationship.
And ask yourself how many black officers can really step forward and be like, oh no, he did. No, nigga, you in this gang now.
Yeah.
You can't say shit either.
It's an internal problem. It's so we could talk about this for days.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, it's so many different points. But all in all, like I love that we having this conversation, two black men and a white man, just because we come from so many different dynamics. And Chris, I appreciate your perspective on it all because I must admit, like, that I don't know what it's like for a white man to see racism. I don't know what that's like.
Yeah, I think, like I said, I see a lot of people who don't like get it. Feel attacked by the fact that they haven't experienced it when they want to say my life is hard too.
Right. So like, yeah, that's okay.
I have a conservative girlfriend and girl.
We got
that's
it.
A friend.
We heard the space.
Yeah, we heard the space.
It was 3 dots in
girl
between that.
friend.
She almost like was like, crying in a way of like, no, like you don't understand. Like I had to raise my brothers and sisters. We were poor. We didn't have anything. I had to lift myself up. I played sports to get to college. Like I did all that at one point.
You should have stopped and said you also had the opportunities.
At one point, we were at such a bad place where our grandparents had to sell 2 acres of our farm so that we could pay for it.
Right.
The farm
and
we
I
built.
was like, well, your grandparents have a farm.
They
have a 200-acre farm.
200 acres. We supposed to get 4 and a mule.
That's it. We only want that.
You know what I mean? Like, I was like, you don't understand that, like my friends who are blacks' grandparents may not ever be in a place where they could own a 200-acre farm. Maybe there are a few.
My man
black
said we had
farm
200
owners,
acres.
but
We had to sell 2.
We had to sell 2.
That's
Damn.
the struggle.
That's the struggle. Imagine.
That's
on, man.
how hard it is.
You going through it.
us.
You going through it. It's a tough day in Wisconsin.
And I don't want to say, I don't want to say that life wasn't hard for that person, but don't
200
compare.
acres.
Don't compare yourself. It's a different experience.
You can't.
And the fact that the emotion that comes along with it is real. Like
Right.
when you mention racism, the people that don't understand the emotion that it evokes inside them is like some kind of like, you're coming at me, like
Yeah.
like
Yeah. It's almost like being called a racist
Right.
is as bad as being racist.
right.
Like,
no, racists would rather be racist than be called racist.
100%.
being called racist, they
Being
equivalent.
called
That's
racist
like
is
calling
like,
me
what
the
the fuck
N-word.
is wrong with you?
You called me a racist? How dare you? You know, that's what they do. But
Don't ever call a
but
racist a racist.
No, it's the worst thing you can call. But you're also in your right, and in your head, you're trying to defend your own.
Mm-hmm.
As any of us will, we all defend our own.
Yeah.
But at some point, you have to be real with yourself and says, my own don't need to be defended.
It's so deep rooted, bro.
It's so deep rooted because, again, to go back to it, I got family members that have been on bullshit, did this, and I have to look a nigga in the eyes and be like, hey, you gotta suffer the consequences, bro. You can't just be like, I'm gonna do this thing and nothing gonna happen. And at the end of the day, America is not ready or willing to suffer their consequences.
Right.
And that's why we are where we are in this country.
And it's always a consequence. It's always a conversation of holding your own accountable. What about black on black crime? We know that's a problem. We don't like that.
But I hate even speaking about black on black crime because to me, you do crime within your own neighborhood. You're not gonna say white on white crime. Nobody ever says that.
Nobody says that.
No one
And
says
white on white
Mexican.
crime is
It's a thing.
no white on white crime is actually the biggest crime in America.
First of all, when you get into all the killers and the motherfuckers doing all the shootings and shit, they all white.
Yeah, when you get into terrorism, which they will
they
not.
They won't say it either.
They won't say that.
They'll tell you all about how many kids he got.
There's not been an attack by a Middle Eastern in America. It's not terrorism. There's been no immigrant. Come on now. And how many
in between
lone wolves? That's what they call them.
Lone wolves. Yeah, we know about them. How many?
Wolves.
Man, they out here. They their own gang. The lone wolves just.
The lone wolves.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you one by one out there. Y'all do your thing. You do your thing out there. Like, man.
Wolfpack featuring the lone.
Wait, what do you think? We
either good or are we going to tell us
we are pretty good.
We got a lot to cut up right there.
Yeah, I think we good. I think
we didn't get silly this time because the weed wasn't around. Feels like,
but
we had a real conversation.
It's always nice to have real conversations.
What we can do, because we got Mel and we got we don't have any more of these. We got these, so we can pick up and have intercut. So it'd be like a totally different episode than normal.
Yeah, or do some extras.
Smoking on the boat tomorrow.
And just picking up on different like goofy shit and like just make sure the audio's good. But I think this is a great concrete middle.
Oh yeah,
I
definitely.
Agree. I appreciate you too.
Yeah,
brother.
Come on, baby.
I appreciate you for coming on the show, man. You know we got it done.
I love my bro. This my bro, like for real.
My guy. Vestiville may not happen, but this did. Okay, so we can be happy.
Still made it happen. Yeah, Trey, great fucking happen.
Chris, I love you, bro.
Great fucking happen.
Chris still got on his band from last night. He a party animal.
Oh no.
Shit.
Oh, I shouldn't because fuck these
Chris
people.
a part of that group.
Fuck these people.
Hey, Chris, the people kicked us out, man.
They told Chris though before he walked out,
club.
come back anytime.
Hey,
they kind of did. It was weird.
Hey, fuck Club Escape in Amsterdam, by the way.
Yeah, fuck him.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
That's it for wine and weed right now, man. Thank my boy Trey Songz and Jermaine Neverson for Chris Reiniker and for your boy Stilo Brim. We out this bitch. Let's get high.
Man. That's gonna be good.
That's gonna be really good.
That's dope. That's great.
I had to pee like a motherfucker.
That's
Went
why you
through
ended
this
the
wine,
show.
I kept